Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. One of the most eagerly anticipated parts of the wedding. The speeches. We might be just 30, but we're a noisy lot. So please can we have a huge round of applause as we welcome the most important man in the room, the father of the bride, Dr. Will Edwards.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very pleased to welcome you here today to the wedding of Bronwyn and Andrew. I'm sure there couldn't be more of you, but there are reasons for this which you all know about. I must also thank my wife Marilyn and all the other people who put an enormous amount of effort to make this event work. Now, today is a new beginning for Bronwyn and Andrew. And I was thinking back about new beginnings, and really quite a few years ago now, I and Marilyn went to see my parents, and I was carrying a bottle of champagne. And I went in and I said to my mother, I think you'd better sit down. I've something important to tell you. And of course she didn't sit down. And I said, well, Marilyn is pregnant, and it's twins. And some months after this event, I met Bronwyn for the first time. The nurse picked her up and said, here's your daughter. And Bronwyn fluttered her eyelashes at me. And I've been lost ever since. And I warn Andrew now, if he doesn't know about this, he soon will. And of course, Bronwyn grew bigger, and I remember she became very perceptive. And I remember her saying to me, look, Daddy, you're stubborn, and I'm stubborn, so I won't argue with you. So again, be warned, Andrew, she's perceptive, you can see through it. And then, of course, she went to school, and I remember taking her and her twin brother to primary school for the very first time. I took them there. And of course, at school, she learnt to read and write. And they started her with her love of books. But we did get a letter home saying Bronwyn should read books for their own merit and not just to catch up her brother. But of course, one of the things about Bronwyn, in hospital, they put a label on her, twin 2. And Bronwyn does not like coming second. This is another warning. And then she left the primary school and she went to Newport Free Grammar School. And she won a prize for literature there. And she joined the girls' under-16 hockey team, which were a force of nature. There are 3 reasons they always won. They had the best goalie, they had the best attack and the best defence. This is a system that certain football teams might take on board. And so she came to the end of school and she was looking for a university place. I remember taking her to an open day at Aberystwyth. Lovely drive, about 5 hours I think. And I had to book her in, and there was a lady behind the desk. And she said, what name? And I said, Bronwyn and Harald Edwards. And she said, lovely name. So she went to Aberystwyth, and she came out with a first-class honours degree. And then I remember taking her to Oriel College, Oxford. And she came out with a master's degree. And then I remember taking her to the University of Leicester. And she came out of that with a PhD. So these are some of the things that's made Bronwyn the woman she is today. The woman I see sitting before. And now, of course, I have to speak about Andrew, my son-in-law. I don't know what the best man is going to say, but I have to tell you that Andrew is a gentleman. I was out on one of my morning walks, and he rang me up. And he said, he asked for Bronwyn's hand in marriage. A gentlemanly way to behave. So I went back home and I turned to my wife and I said, I think you better sit down. I've got something important to tell you. And I kept a quite glum face on. And she told me afterwards, she thought I had two things to say, one of two things to say. Either I had a terminal disease or I got another woman somewhere. But in fact, I told her the truth, that Andrew had asked for Bronwyn's hand, and we were both delighted, and we remain delighted, and we are delighted today to see them married. And I call upon all of you to be upstanding and greet the Bronwyn and Andrew.